the Valenti.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome into the Valenti Soundoff this evening. It's so good to be back. It's been a little bit.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have some good topics tonight, right?
We are. Wagwan, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. You coming from where?
Yeah, coming from Jamaica.
Yes.
So we gotta make sure we go and highlight that real quick. Me and my husband, we took a great honeymoon trip. We had amazing
Rod
time.
had fun? Rod had fun?
Both of us had an amazing time. It was a life-changing experience. We
Yes.
definitely want to be back. Respect, Mom.
Respect, man.
Yeah.
Wagwan. So look, I was in Jamaica last year,
Yeah,
November. End of November. And by far, Jamaica is the best place on the planet.
For sure.
I believe so. It is the best place on the planet. There's some controversy going on down there. Did y'all do any cockpit country? Talking about, you know, how they're kind of going to the natural resources there, and it's what they're doing is, you know, they're trying to take a really great aquifer there and wonderful jungle and wonderful place there that they have, and they're trying to open it up for coal mining and natural gas mining and things like that. As cockpit country, it's where most of the nation's water, fresh water, comes from.
Sure.
So again, it seems like everywhere, even in the most beautiful place, like in Jamaica, man.
Jamaica.
Right? There's even some controversy there going on with things. But it was just good times for y'all,
It was a great time. We had amazing things to see. The people were so welcoming. I think the most exceptional thing we got to experience together was how welcoming it was to be around people who were just so excited to be around us and ask us, are you from here? And the experience of just seeing so many different things as well. We got to drive an hour and a half into the actual resort. And that drive put
just
a lot of
away
things
from the
in
resort,
perception.
you get to see everything. You're
You
outside
get to
the
see
resort,
everything.
right?
You get to see
How was the driving in Jamaica?
Man, the driving, you think it's bad rush hour here at 5 o'clock on O Street. That's nothing compared to what you experience. But, like, everybody was, like, just sweeping in and out, level-headed. Like, I didn't see no accidents.
Yeah.
Minimal traffic
Did you
lights.
see road rage?
People let people in, but
People are just chilling.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it's hard to have a bad attitude in Jamaica.
Right.
It feels like.
Yeah.
It seems like wherever I was, the people were not only happy, the people were gracious, but everybody just walks around with a different vibe, a different feeling. Just everybody's just on just a really cool vibration.
Yeah.
And you know, Irie. It's just
sweet
Irie. It's Irie.
vibration.
Now look, if you have sun every day, right, and you smell the beautiful ocean all the time, and you're surrounded by fresh fruits, vegetables all day, I mean, it's hard to be upset.
Hard to be upset.
It's hard
Not
to
only
be in a
that,
bad mood.
you just have so many different cultural things that are different down there, I feel like. And it was just so enlightening just to be able to be away from the natural everyday things that we encounter here in the U.S. and being just in nature's way and just
And then I heard you broke your
and
phone
embracing-
in Jamaica?
Man, broke my phone, and usually that'd be the end of the world. It carried on just like nothing happened because you got to experience so much fun stuff. I got to actually enjoy my trip.
Didn't even need your phone.
Didn't need a phone. It wasn't stuck down looking at something.
So great.
Was looking up at all the great sights to see.
Just got to take it in.
You got to
Just
take it all in. The water.
So Jamaica was amazing, and you said something to me earlier. You said perceptions. You wanted to talk about perceptions tonight, and we can go a lot of ways with perceptions. But you were talking about how Jamaica just really opened your eyes to a different perception of how different things are in the world. Go ahead and speak to that.
It just gave me a different view. It just, like I said, when I was driving in from the airport, Montego Bay, into Negril, to where we were staying at this resort, we got to see a lot of different things, just the life of actual people that live in Jamaica, not in the areas where you see that are all, you know, just beautiful, but everywhere was beautiful. I don't want it to sound like, because everywhere was beautiful. But seeing the lifestyle, just seeing people walking with things on their head and things of that nature, just how amazing that was for me to see that. I seen a lot of the women, just it seemed like just the women were thought of so highly, and I thought that was just such an amazing thing to see. I love to see that. It seemed like they were always praised upon, and they were always valued, you know what I mean? And so that was just an amazing insight, and so different of seeing how it's like here and perceived in the U.S.
Did you notice how everything in Jamaica moved slower? Like no one was in a rush.
Nope.
You couldn't get things done fast. Like nobody was like hop speedy on the double with things. Everything was like at a pace that was just a smooth, easy, slow pace.
Yeah, something that you just want to be a part of.
Well,
yeah.
it was a culture shock for me having to readjust to that because I'm always on the go. Yeah. My life is I'm always like into this thing, then my next meeting, my next thing, then my next thing. Then I'm always after this bag, and I'm trying to get a piece of this bag, and right. And it's like then when we got to Jamaica, I wanted things to be fast, right? I'm looking like, man, I need to get to this line fast. I'm ready to get over here faster. Or I'm ready to, right when we got there, right, I was ready to find a room real fast. But they were trying to show us the whole dang resort. And it was like just 11 o'clock at night. Right? I'm looking like, look, just let me to my room. I'm ready to do this. I don't need to carry my bags. I'm from the hood. I don't need this, right? Like, give me the thing and let me go. Yeah. But you just had to slow down. And you had to kind of adjust to their rhythm. And it became so relaxing.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like even when my daughter, she got stung by a jellyfish, and I was panicking because she was screaming bloody murder, and I ran up through the beach like the Baywatch thing. I was looking like Hasselhoff. I was running, running, right. So I go and swoop her up out the ocean, and I'm walking her back, and I'm looking around. All the people like, what do I do? Like, give me something to do. Tell me what to do. Everybody's looking at me like kind of calm, like. Yeah, Mom, we'll just put some rum on it and get her to the sauna, right? And just kind of get her some warm water and then she just massage it out. No panic, no rush in his voice or nothing, and I'm freaking out, But everything was just this level. I mean, I feel like the ambulance would be on cruise down there. Like,
man, jellyfish. We saw a couple good jellyfishes in the water. I'm glad I didn't have to experience the thing, but no, I definitely felt that type of vibe, that energy. Like I said, the most relaxing and most fun thing to experience there was the people's camaraderie, how they were just welcoming us in. Right when we got there, the same thing. As soon as we stepped our foot off of that van that we came off of, they were like, how were you? How was your ride? Here's a drink, right away, just like
some Red Stripe.
No, we had Red Stripe though at the airport though.
At the airport,
before you even
Red
go.
Stripe ready
so
to
like
go,
like right off the plane.
Yeah, Mom.
So yeah, it's just great to see that the little things still matter in a lot of places, and we just don't get to see it magnified as much. Sure.
Now, what about the talent that you saw down there? Like when it came to people who are able to craft things, able to make things, and all the jewelry and all the. I mean, I'm kind of wearing some of the jewelry.
Definitely right. Yeah, man, looks good.
But all that stuff, it seemed like people were they was on a different level with their skills, and I feel like sometimes we take that for granted here because people are so. I think they feel entitled to something given to them so much, right? Yeah. So I'm broke, I'm poor, give me something else, right? Give me another program, give me another handout, give me something else that you can give me for free. To whereas I feel like these people in Jamaica, everyone's just out there trying to get something. Yeah. Like I'll make something out of palm leaves and make a hat.
Man, make a hat.
Right.
You got a nice hat, right?
It was a beautiful hat. I'll chisel out a part of a tree stump log and make a Jamaica with a heart around it and put your name in it and boom, $40 here. That. Right? Yeah. And so these type of things where I just see the hustle is stronger, I feel like that. The hustle, the will to get something that is stronger. I bought 2 beautiful necklaces down there as well. Man. And people are just making things. I'm talking about shells and nuts and things that they're making these things with. And I just feel like the hustle is stronger.
I feel it's definitely on a different level down there. I feel like since everything is about perceptions tonight, some people would say, well, what about like Vegas and stuff like that? Okay. When you go, right, and you see these people up there acting and doing all these different things or whatever, or there are different places where you go, California, I know when we were in San Francisco on the boardwalk, there were people trying to sell us a lot of different stuff. Okay. That was like handmade and stuff like that.
Definitely.
But not like how on the level that I seen in the grill in Jamaica. Not on that type of level.
On the 7 Mile Beach?
On the 7 Mile Beach, you got to encounter a lot of different things. So much different vibes from people, and everything was nothing but love and respect.
It was love and respect. But so they're selling fruits and things too, right?
Everything even on the drive, like you've seen things like that just on the side of the roads. Yes. They got stands of just whatever you may need on the way.
Okay.
Stops.
Now, did you see this though? One thing that was it was surprising to me, and I had different feelings about it. Right? Did you see a lot of the shop owners on the way to Negril? Did you notice what a lot of the shop owners? Did you notice a lot of the shop owners looked like Korean or Chinese? Lots of the shops on the way to the grill that I had seen. A lot of the establishments where people could buy food, could buy clothes, could buy electronics and things were all owned. It looked like by immigrants from Korea or from China in Jamaica. I didn't see many of the on the way, you know, on that road on the way to Negril from Mobay. I didn't see a lot of Jamaican owned, as in black owned businesses. I saw a whole bunch of Korean owned businesses, a whole bunch of Chinese owned businesses. So I mean, it was weird because just like in the hoods, and like you go to South Central a lot, or Chicago, you go to the hoods and Detroit and things like that, and who owns the stores? It'll be Chinese people and Korean people that have came over here, other immigrants that have came over here, capitalized on the economic power that black folks have and the way that they spend their money, again, into those shops that seem to be black owned in their own communities. And it was really weird, perception parallel wise, how I noticed that a lot in Jamaica as well.
I know that I feel like on the way back from just leaving the airport, we did see a lot of like Kias and things like that, and KFCs and like different things like that. But when we were actually getting into the heart of the city or towns or little areas, wherever they were that we were going to on our way to the actual resort, I seen just nothing but Jamaicans out there selling their little stands and all that stuff like that,
like little homemade carts and
all their little homemade and stuff like that. That's what caught my eye the most, you know what I mean? So
but those actual real estate things were, and like I said, I only spent I was 6 days there, so I'm talking about the drive there. You know, I don't have Did you talk to people on the resort? Because we did. We talked to lots of people on the resort, lots of the workers on the resort, but I talked to a lot of people. They did say, they were. It's crazy how the country's different.
Just totally different.
It's totally different. I think it equated to, I believe, that a week's worth of work on the resort, and this is on one of the more expensive resorts there, right? So they say it's one of the better places to work. Was about $230 a week.
We were told that
for full time.
One of our dudes was getting paid,
but they couldn't tell us. They weren't supposed to tell you something.
And they told us they liked us. They felt comfortable around us. They sat down and ate a meal with us right away. Like we weren't even there for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And we go sit and go get some food. And right away they're like, "Can we sit with you?
Really?
You Jamaican? How are you?" And we let them know where we're from, you know. And right away I let them know I'm from Nebraska. And my husband real quick said, "I'm from Mississippi. I live in Nebraska." But he let us. My husband asked him, "How much do you get paid an hourly wage?" And he's like, So he's like, in the American dollars, how much? He's like, we get paid about $10 an hour. And how long do you work? They work 10 to 12 hour shifts a day.
So he was saying that he gets paid $10
American dollars a day, an hour to work 10 to 12. But now you also got to think about their.
Is the tax rate much different?
You know what? I have no idea. I was just gonna say I'm sure lots of things are.
Yeah, they have a cut.
But I also feel like they also stay on the resort as well. They have a little area where they.
I don't know, the people that we were talking to. I mean, all the people from we were at the beaches. Yeah. And all the people at the beaches, after their shift, they were home, taking trips home. Usually the trips home that they're talking about riding home were 2 and 3 hours.
Yeah. That's true because I feel that I've seen literally the houses up in the mountains and stuff like that. That's what you see is amazing. It's just like.
So we're talking about perception. Perception is seeing things different in the world. Now, so we talk about this way that it seems more slow, right, through there, and the way that you said the respect seems like the respect towards women was, kind of adored women more. I was watching a old interview with Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey, great.
Yeah, with Nipsey Hussle, the marathon continues, and he brought up something real cool to me. He was talking about when he went and visited Ethiopia. But what's the country in Ethiopia that he's from? There's two countries in Ethiopia because they had a civil war. They split. Eritrea.
That sounds
something like that. Somebody will get that right in the comments. But it is Ethiopia. You know, it's that same region.
Yeah.
And so he said that one thing that he saw that was totally different in that culture, the perception, totally different, was from 12 to 3. He says the whole country shuts down. Everybody shuts down from 12 to 3 and goes and eats. They go home and eat together. So they say, like, even in the schools, they shut down from 12 to 3. At noon, they shut down. Everybody goes home and eats, and then they go back. Wow. He says everybody. So the only thing open is all stores closed. The only thing that's open is restaurants. You know, and then people just go and eat together and get. And so thinking about when you go and eat together as a family, what do you do when you're eating together as a family? You talk, right? You talk. You read
over your day, whatever's going on. Talk about whatever you want to talk about to the person, you know.
all those
excited
things.
to tell you stories too.
So you reconnect.
Right.
You come back and you reconnect in the middle of the day. Mm-hmm. You have that connection, and then you come back at dinner time. You eat again an evening meal, and it just seems like in our society, it's hard even to get around an evening meal.
Right.
And I hate to admit, but even in my house, because of so many things that I'm doing, I'm always having an excuse. Well, I have to be here. I have to be here. I have to be here. It's very rare, I think, where how many times we get to just sit down as a family when dinner's done and all eat together.
Right, and appreciate that.
Right, but they do this
every day.
Every day for lunch, they're doing this, and then for dinner, and this is that family connection. How much better would the world be, or would your family be? I mean, I would love that, right? Wouldn't that be?
Well, I think about just my family, myself. We had that when growing up, for sure. I know when we were growing up with, having Papa John, my mom, you sat down together, you ate as a family. We did that with our parents, for a lot more than you see, like you said, in today's modern time, right? That people don't actually sit down and have a meal together. So I want to mimic my family like that. I wish that I definitely could have more family dinners, because I feel like when I talk to people about my family, I'm close with my family. I tell them how close we are. Like, and it's surprising to some people to say, like, they think how much I talk about my family. Like, oh, I see them almost every day. And you hear some people don't talk to any type of members of their families for whatever reasons it may be. So I definitely could only imagine that type of situation could only pull everyone closer together, make that structure tighter,
right?
Because then things don't go untouched, things don't go left unsaid. You bring it to the table right away. It needs to be addressed. It gets addressed, and then you move on and you go on and be happy about something else. So.
Yes, I'm thinking, how do we bring
that's
back?
An awesome
Wouldn't that be
experience.
awesome?
Yeah,
to
man,
bring
that's
these
good to hear things like that.
Oh man, I want to do it.
It's good to hear
like
people
that.
actually do that still. So.
Yeah. So I was thinking, man, that'd be something awesome to bring back, to be able to do. Eat more, but our society is so set up in a way where you have to be at work, and from 12 to 3 is prime time of work hours.
Well, even then though too, right, with the phones or technology in our way, right, in our hands.
Yeah, people expect you to be available at all times.
I'm sure lots of those tribes over there in Ethiopia are places that are, there's a lot of things that not as modernized and stuff like that.
See, and they're like the whole city, like he's saying, this is a whole, very modern city, and it just shuts down from 12 to 3.
I think that's wonderful. I think that, and see, it shows that it's possible then, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's what he was saying. He was saying, these are parts of the world where he's saying these are customs that are 5,000 or more years old. He's like, in our country has had 200 rough odd years, or 200 something years to have created these customs and things that we're just trying out. He's like, these have been time and tested, and those customs that didn't work sometimes would have been
5,000 years.
Right, something works about this thing that they're holding on to by eating together.
Sure.
And so I thought that was
seems
special.
Like simple, right?
I thought that was special, something cool. So Jamaica, did you see any sporting things or events or anything that was emphasized in Jamaica, really?
Not on the resort, the regular things that.
Because they had American sports that were
American sports and stuff of that nature. But okay, I will say, because I love my sports. Of course, I was watching ESPN.
Sure.
And it does take to the region that you're in. What did I see most of the time? Soccer.
Soccer was on there a lot.
Yeah. That was what was on most of the time was soccer. So I was trying to get my highlights while I was down there in Jamaica. Yeah, they're football. Yeah.
Of course, I'm not a fan, but man, some of those guys be shaking it up like they're on the basketball court. They can dribble that soccer ball. It's amazing.
It's amazing to see. Like I said, my niece. Shout out to my niece, because she's a soccer player. She gets down a little bit out there, Karaya. Okay. But the water, man, stepping out to that view. You hear people say they get tired of paradise. Every day, me and my husband, when we walked off our balcony, we could see the ocean. And I just can't imagine to ever. Now, I love my seasons, but we talked about it. If we was to move, that's where we would want to move to. Like, I have no.
Is it perfect?
There were no complaints. Complaints. It even rained one of the days, and it was still great.
It was still beautiful.
It's still amazing.
Oh,
still had lots of things to go and do. The people were always welcome, ready to go, ready to have fun. That's what it's all about. Just having a good time and enjoying it here every day.
So one thing that really, really had me going when I was in Jamaica was the difference of fruit. There's so many different varieties of fruit that I've never even heard of or seen. And it's the flavor is like nothing I've tasted. It's just amazing. Like these little fruits. The fruits look alien.
Yeah.
They look like something out of this world. It does. So look, if you want to hear about the awesome perceptions, about the fruits, the travels, everything that we're talking about always, right? You know there's only one way to do it. Subscribe. Subscribe to channel 724. Always, you can hear always the great content from the Valenti Soundoff and all the other wonderful shows on this channel. So remember, subscribe to 724, please, and thank you.
724.
Now these fruits were just, I mean, like literally, like remember that what was that movie where they go to a different planet and you know they're cutting down like the rainforest or whatever. James Cameron, you know it's big. Narnia. Pandora.
Either way,
Pandora was the place. You know what I'm talking about.
The what Avatar thing?
Avatar, there it is. Avatar. Okay, remember the fruits in Avatar?
Yeah. Okay, now I definitely feel that you're on that level.
That's what I'm saying, right? You know, it was like different. The fruits.
Guava, there was just everything, and everything was labeled for you as well, so you knew what you're eating. Man. But even star fruit. Now I know we used to eat star fruit when we were young.
It was a whole other level.
Yeah.
Did you see the avocados there? Avocados like the size of melons. Like,
listen, having a chef sing to you as they're cutting your fruit in the morning. Like I said, if we were going to move, that's where I was going.
Did y'all have one of them hibachi? Things
they had everything in there. They had like 8 different restaurants, so we went and made sure we looked at every different place. We took Jamaica in fully because that's what you're supposed to do. And like I said, my perception after leaving there is just there's just so many things in the world that you can go and see, and that I know a lot of people don't get to experience that. And I know my husband had an amazing time, and we both said that we definitely want to take our kids and show them so many different experiences that they can enjoy.
The world doesn't stop in America.
No, it doesn't stop in Lincoln, Nebraska, whatever state you live in, whatever city you're from. Doesn't matter what you do. We have just amazing places to go see, and you're able to go get it.
Yeah, the world is amazing.
Go do it, so.
No, the world is seriously amazing. So remember that.
More than amazing.
Go and see the world. Go and get another perspective. Go and get some different things.
I just want you to learn. Yeah, see, that feels good.
But so look, we've been on a world feel today. Talked about perceptions. Next week, we're going to get back into some more controversial things that we have now in the news. Some good hot topics in sports and things. We're going to get back to it. But we want to bring a cool vibe this time. Yeah, man. A cool vibe. Yeah. So, look, we want y'all to keep tuning in to channel 724.
Only 724.
Keep tuning into the Valenti Soundoff so you can see myself and my lovely sister, Shali. And in the meantime, peace, love, and...
Sounding off.
Peace.
Yeah, man. Ni idea. Ni idea.